Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2020-21 season. My name is Dan and today we are looking at my team selection video / transfers for game week 14. We're also going to be having a little look back at game week 13 and how I got on, and of course, who am I going to captain? Because there's no time for a captain's video again this week because these tight deadlines so close to each other. Like, I can't make every video that I usually make every single week, but that's fine. We'll talk a little bit about captains in this video as well towards the end. But yeah, so hopefully you do enjoy this video today, guys. If you do, of course, do like the video. But without further ado, let's have a look at my team, how I got on game week 13. Now, if you do enjoy this video, if you are enjoying the hypnotizing pitch of greenness, please do consider subscribing. Let it hypnotize you into subscribing to this channel. I know about half of you aren't subscribed. I know that. Check the stats, guys. So if you like what you see, why not join me? Why not join me slightly more permanently? But yeah, you can see how I got on today. Yesterday, I suppose, is when the games finished. Slightly disappointing end with the Bruno captaincy blank. Not great, but I did somehow manage to get a green arrow and an above average score after all. So it was a pretty low scoring week for everyone. You know, a lot of people did struggle, and if everyone's struggling, then that means no one's struggling. I guess that's a positive way of looking at things, I suppose. But we do have some heroes of this week. Martinez, of course, nice 8 points there with the bonus points, the saves and the clean sheet. Of course, we have the absolute hero so far with 8 points there. Honestly, guys, I know you guys who watch me regularly, you will know that Sofao is a bit of a cult hero around here. We've had him, a lot of us have had him for a while. We recognise him early. And it's really nice to see him getting some widespread recognition. A lot of people are giving him a lot of recognition because he played really well in that game, creating loads and loads of chances, sort of constantly wanting to cross the ball, getting up the pitch and stuff. And West Ham obviously do have that ability to get clean sheets as well. So Sofao is a really nice player to have. And if you weren't convinced before by my inclusion of Sofao in my team, hopefully you're a little bit more convinced now as he sort of becomes a little bit more mainstream perhaps, but he's still 2.8% owned, so real differential. So that's really nice for my team now. Really nice to have that sort of differentials doing well, especially if we identified him a fair few weeks earlier as well. So yeah, some other disappointments, I suppose. Salah, we kind of expect him to get some points. He always really gets some points at home. De Bruyne, massive disappointment. So whether you guys captain Fernandes, De Bruyne, I imagine you would have probably gone for one of those two. It just wasn't our game. You got to just take it. You're going to take it on the chin. They both played really well. They both were really unlucky not to get more points in each of their individual games. You know, we got unlucky, and unfortunately, the casual players who are captaining some random players probably actually outscored us this game week. It's just one of those game weeks. Don't worry about it. Let's just move on. Let's take the positive. The players still look really good. Don't worry about knee-jerking them out. I'm certainly not worrying. Grealish, again, really unlucky. Villa didn't really have their shooting boots on in that game, did they? But Grealish still looked really, really good, creating loads of chances, taking a couple of shots on his own. On another day, he gets some points as well. DCL, of course, is Mr. Consistency. And then finally, we've got Brewster in there. Obviously, I didn't intend to play Brewster, 1 point legend Brewster there. But you can see Morpay did not play. So we've still got the Morpay problem lingering around, but don't worry, guys. It's not going to last much longer. It's not going to last much longer, Morpay in my team. We do need to get rid of him, don't we? But yeah, guys, basically, it's okay. It's okay. I got a small green arrow. Considering everything that went wrong, Bruno and KDB, really disappointing. Well, not disappointing on the pitch, but disappointing in terms of points. It could be a lot worse. So I'm not massively worried. Still got green arrow. Let's just move on. Let's go to the next game week, and hopefully we'll get a more predictable game week. We can actually start picking up some nice points, and also we're going to start thinking, of course, about bringing in some players for the double game week as well in game week 19. So that's how we kind of start looking forward a little bit. But yeah, definitely something that needs to be on all of our minds. How we're going to deal with this double game week and the blank game week, of course. I'm going to be free hitting on the blank game week in game week 18, so I don't need to worry about that too much right now. But I do need to think about game week 19. So let's have a quick look at the new game week. Let's start fresh, blank screen. Here we go. New pitch, new me. So yeah, we're going to start again. We're going to just put the same players in, hopefully, and try and line up a bit better. So I am going to change back formation to a 3-5-2 because that's the kind of formation I actually want to be playing. Last game week, obviously went with 4-4-2 in the end. I decided not to take out Jota last week because I didn't want to take the -4 to do it. And turns out that was actually a good decision because I would have brought in someone like Bowen or Zaha. Both of them blanked, so I would have just sacrificed 4 points there. So we don't really think about these decisions a lot, do we? The decisions about, you know, avoiding taking hits and just playing someone off your bench just for the sake of one game week. We don't think about that as a good decision, but you know, I've saved myself 4 points there, so that's really nice. So we're gonna try and address this in this video. Don't you worry about that. So start off in goal, Martinez again. That's it's pretty standard. He's just going to be in my goal every week. This game week, I think this could be pretty good for him. Again, like he's just got some good fixtures right now. West Brom, they're not really too much of an attacking threat, so another clean sheet you would probably say there, which is quite nice. Martinez is on a bit of a streak of clean sheets actually at the moment, so that's quite nice. And then Chilwell in defence, got West Ham at home. You would say that's pretty good fixture to have for Chelsea. I know they've been letting a couple of goals slip recently. They're not quite as rigid. I definitely wouldn't want to be on double Chelsea defence anymore, but Chilwell does have that attacking threat as well, as we saw last game week, so we can get ourselves some assists and what have you, and maybe the odd goal as well. So quite nice to have him in your team, and I do think there's definitely potential for clean sheets here. Then again, I said that last week. Cancelo here against Southampton away, who's really impressed me actually. As always, I'm never 100% sure if he's going to start or not, but it kind of seems that he is first choice fullback basically, because he's playing pretty much every single game week, despite the fact he could easily be rested. There's other options, Walker, Mendy, these guys could easily come on the pitch, and yeah, Pep Guardiola wants to play Cancelo every single match, and Cancelo, when he plays in these matches, I don't know how much of you guys have seen of him, but he pretty much plays in midfield. He's pretty much plays, because he cuts in as well, cuts inside, he pretty much plays as a central midfielder, even as an attacking midfielder in some stages of the game. He gets really far forward, constantly putting in crosses, shooting from range. It's exactly what we like, and 5.5 million, you can't really go wrong there, can you? And then finally, we're going to finish off with Sofao. It's basically a choice for me between Sofao and Kyle Walker-Peters against Man City. I've gone for Sofao versus Chelsea instead. I know it's an away game, but West Ham against Chelsea, bit of a London derby game, so often West Ham do dig in deep a little bit in these games, and you know, Sofao has been really impressive recently. I think West Ham can be a bit of a tricky customer sometimes, and Chelsea have sort of dropped off a little bit in their attack. They used to be quite good in attack, but they seem to have dropped off statistically a little bit, whereas Man City, if I was to play Kyle Walker-Peters, Man City are all guns blazing. They're just not really necessarily getting all of the goals you might expect them to, but yeah, I do definitely back Sofao in this one above Kyle Walker-Peters, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Then we're going into midfield with Salah, standard Salah every single game week. He's just so consistent, isn't he? So he's got Crystal Palace away. I'm probably expecting, again, you know, maybe one assist, maybe one goal, maybe he gets a little bit more. Don't know, but we can always be confident. We do prefer Salah at home, though. We do prefer Liverpool at home in general, to be fair. They've got a real big difference between their home results and their away results. So away from home, I'm not going to pile the pressure on Salah too much this game week. So maybe take that into consideration if you are thinking about captaining Salah. I do think there are actually some better options there. But anyway, we'll move on to De Bruyne. Really, really unlucky not to have more points than he has more recently. He's creating more chances than any other player in the whole Premier League. He's sort of shooting more than any other player in the Premier League. His underlying stats look phenomenal, and I know a lot of people are thinking of dropping him, but he really has been unlucky, and he's not going to continue to be unlucky, guys. It's not going to continue happening. He will start to pick up some points, and he's got an amazing run of fixtures. So really, I really wouldn't worry about it too much. Just keep him in your team. He's going to be good to go. Don't worry about that. And Southampton away, it's a sort of an average game to have. It's not an easy game. It's not a hard game. We'll see what happens. But with De Bruyne, you know, if there's going to be some goals and assists, there's a very good chance that it's going to come from De Bruyne. So let's see what happens there. And then Bruno Fernandes. This is something I really like. So Leeds are a team that I really want to be targeting in terms of going for captains, in terms of picking players that are going to play against Leeds. Leeds, obviously, they've been quite impressive with the amount of goals they're scoring and their attacking ability, but defensively, they seem to just only want to outscore opponents. They're not really interested in defending at all, which means they're conceding a hell of a lot of goals. Even though they're scoring a lot of goals as well, they're conceding a lot. And that's all that we really care about when we're picking our attacking players, is how many goals is the other team conceding and how many goals is your player scoring. So that's pretty much a match made in heaven there with Fernandes against Leeds. I'm not expecting him to blank again. I know he's blanked twice now, but I'm not expecting him to blank 3 times in a row. He's obviously a really fantastic player, and this is an excellent fixture for him. Arguably a better fixture than he had last game week against Sheffield. So, yeah, I'm pretty confident with that one. And then we've got Jack Grealish here against West Brom. West Brom, you know, digging in deep and defending really well, actually, against Man City last week. But I don't know. It clearly wasn't sustainable. like their goalkeeper pulled out some absolute worldy saves there, and did really well. Kept him in the game, and they are conceding a lot of chances, even though they are trying to dig in deep. And I think against Aston Villa, maybe they try and attack this game a little bit more and actually try and get a result out of it instead of just digging in deep. Jack Grealish has this ability to unlock defences, and I think if there's less pressure on them, maybe these guys do start finishing them at Aston Villa. Maybe they start finishing some more chances. Maybe Jack Grealish gets a few more opportunities to have some shots and get some goals himself. His stats still look really good as well. So yeah, that's a really good fixture for him. Really good fixture. And then finally, I've got Jota here just as a placeholder for now. Like, spoiler alert, guys, he's going to be the guy I transfer out today. So yeah, we'll come to that in a second. And then up front, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Mr. Consistency, home against Arsenal. Arsenal, of course, lacking their best defender in Gabriel. So that's going to be really nice for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, because Gabriel does provide that aerial defensive presence, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin provides an aerial attacking presence. So that's kind of seems like a good matchup. I know Arsenal are not actually conceding that many goals. I know they're not scoring many goals, but they're also not conceding many goals. So they're the opposite of Leeds, basically. So I do think Dominic Calvert-Lewin is probably going to get his usual one return, whether that's an assist or whether that's a goal. We'll see what happens, but he's Mr. Consistency. Everything goes towards him, through him, whatever, at the tip of that attack. So he is going to be involved in these Everton attacks, and if Everton are doing well against Arsenal, which, you know, they probably will, then Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to be on the score sheets. And then finally, this is going to be the swan song for Maupay. Maupay, this is going to be his last game week for me. Sheffield United at home. I do think there's a really nice fixture. This is kind of the fixture I was looking at, thinking, okay, I've got to keep Maupay in or take hits. I do one or the other. Do I keep Maupay or do I take hits? And I decided in the end, let's just leave him in and play him against Sheffield United, and if we can get a result there, fine. If it doesn't matter though, because after this game week he's going out no matter what. I already know who I'm going to bring in. It's either going to be Adams, maybe try and see if I can get Bamford, but probably not. And we can also have a look at Mikel Antonio as well at West Ham, depending on whether he is fit as well. So those are the kind of areas I'm going to be looking at in terms of replacing Maupay. But for now, he plays against Sheffield United. Maybe he gets one result in his final game week. I'm not holding out any hope. Honestly, I'm sick of him in my team. Wish I never got him. Wish I just kept with Che Adams. It's so stupid that Che Adams got blanks for every game week I owned him. Swapped him to Maupay. Maupay's got blanks every game since I've owned him. Just ridiculous. So whatever, it's his final game week. I'm just going to be glad to put him behind me, believe me, guys. And then quickly on the bench, Forster, not going to play. Brewster, 1 point bandit. And then, yeah, just the bench fodder, obviously. Walker Peters there. Maybe he comes in, but Ferguson, he's not going to be coming in either, is he? So Brewster, maybe with 1 point off the bench, or depending on if he starts, maybe. I don't know. And Carl Walker Peters is someone I'm not too keen on playing this game week, actually. So that's why I've got him second there. So yeah, let's talk about my transfers. I've got 0.7 in the bank, 1 free transfer to make. What am I going to do? Well, Jota, like I said, is going to go out, but we're going to be replacing him with Zaha. But I don't know if you guys saw that coming. You guys probably did not see that coming, did you? But yeah, I am going for Zaha. It's an interesting one because he's not in the double game week. So he's very much a temporary player in my team. He's going to be playing in my team all the way up till game week 19, which is when I'm going to whip him out and replace him with a double game week playing player. But Zaha's got some really nice fixtures. He's my Christmas temp. I'm calling him my Christmas temp over this Christmas period. He's going to play a few games for me. I've got some really nice fixtures, and I know you're probably thinking Liverpool at home. You know, is that a really good fixture? Actually, yeah, it kind of is. I know it doesn't look like it on the face of it for Zaha. That's a really nice fixture. I'm quite excited to see what can happen here. So obviously Liverpool are much better at home than they are away, and they're away in this game against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are kind of, a lot of their attacks go through Zaha along this left-hand side, I guess. Zaha cutting in from the left and to score goals. And, well, where are Liverpool at their weakest in defence? Where are Liverpool conceding their most goals from? And by far, Liverpool have this really weak right side of defence that keeps getting exploited by teams. If you go back and look at who's scored against Liverpool over the last, couple of months, if you look at where they're conceding the most chances from, it's always down Liverpool's right-hand side of their defence, aka the left left-hand side attacking channel, which is exactly the kind of space that Zaha occupies. So think, you know, you could literally think back to Son last game week. You can think of Fornals against when Liverpool played West Ham. You can think about Atalanta. I can't remember who the chap on the left-hand side of that Atalanta team was. I think he's a Dutch fella, but he also scored again from the left-hand side of their attack, attacking the right-hand side of Liverpool's defence. So that's actually quite a nice playing Liverpool when you're at home and you're attacking down that left-hand side channel. That's going to be really good. So Zaha's actually going to be pretty good there, and he's got good fixtures on there as well. So we'll have him for sort of 4 or 5 game weeks, and then we're going to switch him out, whip him out, and get some double game week players in. So, but yeah, from now, this will be my last short-term thinking transfer, and then I am going to start looking towards getting some double game week players in. But like I say, it's important to think in the short term as well. Don't just focus all your attention on the double fixtures, because you might find yourself missing out on some points on the short term. And that's something I was quite conscious about, and I wanted to take this opportunity before it gets too close to the double game week to maybe make one last short-term Christmas temp move. And there we have it. Zaha, neck tattoo legend, is my Christmas temp. And, you know, there's my team set. So now captains quickly. Who are we going to pick as captain? Like I said, there are options here. Salah's a good captain option. De Bruyne is a good captain option. Even Grealish against West Brom I think is a really good captain option as well. But I think the best one, once again, this week is going to be Bruno Fernandes. Like I say, Leeds looking like literally arguably the worst team in the entire league when it comes to conceding goals. I guess you could put West Brom up there as well, but they're able to dig in deep. Whereas Leeds just seem happy to concede goals as long as they can outscore their opponent. So therefore, are they just going to go all-out attack against their big rivals, Manchester United, really attack them, allow space in behind, Bruno Fernandes pinging balls over the top, you know, taking some opportunities to shoot from outside the box? I think I really can see some points in here. I mean, you know, obviously we're guessing. We thought last week that Bruno and KDB between them were going to score loads of points. Didn't happen. But this one, I don't know if I feel like I'm more confident this game week. I really do feel like I'm more confident this week than I was last game week. But who knows what's going to happen? But that's where I'm going to be sticking my captaincy armband on Bruno Fernandes, and Grealish is going to have the vice captain as well there. So that's my team. That's my team sorted. Please do let me know though. What do you think? Would you change anything? Would you do anything differently? And how would you look to be moving this team on in the future? And also, guys, if you have any questions about your own team, I will try and answer as many as I can. But obviously, time is kind of a limited resource at the moment. It's just constant madness of the FPL grind here on YouTube. It really is crazy. But I will try and answer some questions, and of course, you can catch me on Twitter if you want to ask me stuff over there as well. But yeah, that's the end of the video today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please do leave a like. As I say, it's really helpful when you guys like the videos, and I really, really appreciate it so much. So please do continue to do that. It's massively appreciated. And of course, if you're new around here, do subscribe. And as I was saying just a second ago, if you do want to chat to me over on Twitter, I'm actually really active on Twitter at the moment. I'm more active than ever, just doing a lot of football banter, FPL banter, making some jokes and having some fun with it on Twitter. So if you want to join me over there, please do, at FPL Mate. Of course, the link is in the description as well. Instagram in there as well. You can join my mini league, and you can support me on Patreon if that's something you'd like to do. All of those links are in the description, so go check them out. But aside from that, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you later, mates. I suppose good luck with this game week as well, because this is the last time I'll see you other than tomorrow's deadline stream. How am I still talking? This is the end of the video. I'll see you on tomorrow's deadline stream. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later, mates. Bye bye.